Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be channeling your angels, ancestors, and your spirit guides today, as well as your higher self. So let's see what messages come out. Okay. All right, so the back of the deck energy is the Five of Wands upright. So there's a bit of conflict happening right now. There's a bit of conflict of the mind, of what we desire, of what fuels us. There's something conflicting about that. So we'll get into that right now. With the Justice coming out as the first card in reverse, it's showing that, there was an injustice in your life. And with the Lovers right next to it, it's telling me that there was an injustice in love, in your love life. And Spirit is saying that this injustice that you feel was due to the constant conflict within not only the connection, because the connection is a complete reflection of your internal state, right? When we meet people, it's our projections, it's the reflection that we're seeing about ourselves. So with the Three of Swords right underneath the injustice, yeah, there was heartache, there was pain, there was suffering for sure, and it was not easy. I can see that whatever this was, it was meant to sever, or what they were trying to do. I'm hearing like a third party. So this isn't like your divine counterpart, but it's a third party. What they wanted to do was distract you, was to get you to come back to your old ways of being. Maybe you guys are changing for the better with the Queen of Wands upright. I'm seeing that you had stepped into a level of confidence that you may have never really been in before, right? And so this third party, this person that came into your life, I'm hearing pretty recently too. You haven't known them for a long time. You just felt that instant connection and you thought, oh, hey, maybe there's something here for me. But something you didn't see was their intentions. Okay, so their intention was to make you revert to your old way of being. Because with your divine counterpart collective, I feel like you know them. I feel like you are desiring to be with them. So you're changing, you're healing. You're just meeting yourself at a deeper level now. You're healing, you're realizing like the pressure that you put on yourself before was really unnecessary when it came to healing yourself. Because I said changing instead of healing. So maybe you felt like going towards this healing route with your divine counterpart was too much of an ask for you, because in your mind you had put healing and changing like together. But healing is just coming back to our like original self before the pain, before we learned how to mask in society, before we, had to give up certain things and we became pessimistic. All those things that life kind of makes us feel at some point in our lives, right? You're realizing that healing isn't changing you. It is bringing you back to your center. It's bringing you back to you, which is, yeah, that's what healing's all about, right? And so you had been on that journey. You have been doing the work. And even if it's small, every little step counts, okay? You don't have to change your whole being overnight. It's not even about change, right? It's about you coming back to you. So every day when you show up for yourself in the way that you want, rather than what someone else wants, you're doing yourself a huge favor, because you really do deserve to be, you deserve that freedom. You deserve to be free within yourself, to not feel like there's something so wrong about you that you have to hide or something, you know. That's not, that you realize that maybe you were masking a bit with how you were acting previously, and so you were trying to unravel it and letting it go. But this third party, they came through to kind of test you. It was a test to see if you would revert back to your old ways, or if you were actually committed to making these changes for yourself, right? Because even if we meet our divine counterpart, the reason we do meet our divine counterpart is because it's time to level up. It's time to, you know, it's time to step into our divine energy. It's no longer, we can't waste time with options. We can't waste time with people that just want to waste time with us, right? It's about aligning ourselves with the right opportunities and the right people and the right energy, okay? It all starts with your energy. And yeah, we'll leave that to the side for now. Knight of Wands is coming out in reverse to say that there was a halt, okay? This person tested you, and hey, if you didn't catch it right away and, you know, this heartache had occurred because you weren't able to see the signs, you sure as hell can see them now, right? You sure as hell can see the signs from a mile away now. So don't think that, you know, you didn't do the right thing or something. It's more like you didn't know before, for real. Like, you didn't know for sure, but now you know for sure. And that's learning. That's, you know, even if you're going through pain, understand that now you are so aware what that kind of option brings you. Okay? And I'm not going to tell you not to do it again, but your soul and you already know that you will probably never touch that again. You will probably not do that again, because that was not what you were looking for. Holy moly. I'm just hearing I'm hearing that person was just not it. I don't know what went down, but it was not it. Okay. The Knight of Wands in reverse, it's a halt, it's a stop for you to see that was not aligned with you. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, it's showing that it was to throw you off balance. Okay? So, oh my gosh, why can't I see this card? So, because you are choosing to level up, sometimes we're tested, sometimes we're given choices, and we can choose to follow through with them or not based on what we want, right? Because we have free will, we can make our own choices, we are adults. And your choice was to balance out. The third party, this person that you were dealing with, their choice was to cause imbalance. They didn't want you to be balanced. If you were wondering what their intentions were, they were not good. They were very self-serving. They were really focused on, what can you do for me? How can you give to me? How can, you know, just that distorted feminine energy. It's the energy of me, because pain, look at my pain, so me. No, that's not. It's a little distorted because it's selfish. It's more focused on what one can gain, right? I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about your divine counterpart. I'm talking about this third party that interjected themselves, right? And so you're moving forward. Okay, moving away from that person now. We are moving forward, and that's great. I'm so proud of you. And with the Emperor in reverse, you may not be feeling fully confident in yourself because of this third party, but know that as time goes on, as you allow this energy to die off, because I'm sure you've already cut them off, the more time that passes, you'll be able to get really, like, no offense to this person, because I don't know what went down between you guys. So I'm just channeling from your perspective, collective, but they did you dirty. They did you so dirty. And I want to pull a card from this one because okay, face your insecurities. So this person fully fleshed out all of your insecurities. They called out every little part of you that you were trying to hide or that you were working on, you know? I don't think you're like really trying to hide anymore. I think it's just things that you haven't really uncovered for yourself yet. It just wasn't time for you to see it, right? And now this third party came in and just freaking tried to annihilate your whole sense of confidence, which is horrible. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. That is so awful and that is so mean. It's like, to me, when we call out people like that, it doesn't help them heal. It makes them more stuck into like, oh, that's why I mask, that's why I hide, that's exactly why I do what I do. And that is what a karmic relationship is, right? It validates the way you used to act. It validates who you were in the past, why you made the choices you made. It doesn't help you heal, it only validates the pain, okay? So limits are only in your mind. So you're really working on your limitations. This person probably like fleshed it out a lot for you. And you know, once you hear something, it's hard to unhear it. And so next card is allow yourself to change. Allow this vulnerability, this vulnerable state where you're seeing all your insecurities, allow it to just show up. See it. Just look at it. Because it's part of you. You're not like a perfect person. We all have our own insecurities. And so by giving yourself the space for these insecurities to exist where others are intolerant of it is a major step towards self-acceptance, healing, and moving forward. And you know that, and you're doing it. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm glad that, you know, like even with this karmic energy coming in, trying to kind of pull you back into that older state of mind before you knew more, you decided that, no, this person's just not it. They're not it, and that's okay. And that's perfect. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. So let's pull out some oracle cards for you. I just saw 1333, so 333 on the clock. It's not a bad number, by the way. You can search it up, 333 angel number, and it'll probably tell you what you need to know right now. If you're enjoying this video, by the way, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to the channel if these messages are hitting, okay? The golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Okay. So collective, you are a golden child. It's as if you are a portal, okay? This is a portal. You are the portal to light. You are the energetic portal to your inner child, okay? Every time I tap into my inner child, there's a door that I have to open. And sometimes when she's hurting, she will shut the door on me and I will have to open it back up. And so here the portal is showing that it's very open. So your connection to your inner child is very, very deep, and it's very important to you that you maintain that innocent type of energy throughout your entire life, because otherwise it gets too heavy, right? So we want to give our inner child that recognition, that understanding that you deserve tenderness, that you deserve loving care that isn't so harsh, that isn't mean, that isn't set to harm you, right? It's meant to open you up. It is meant to free you. It is meant to be this portal for light energy to come through so that you can receive the gifts that you're meant to, right? When we are lighter in energy, our bodies can actually handle a lot more energy overall. And so by keeping it light, by keeping your inner child energy high, you're able to actually accept a lot more different types of gifts. And that's exactly why I come off like a bit childish, because I was way too serious. Let's say like from 26 to 28, I was just so serious. It was ridiculous. I literally, my energy felt so heavy. It felt so dense. There was no way I could even consider a different way of being for myself. But then I realized with astrology, I realized that my North Node was in Sagittarius. And so it's really important for me to tap into that energy of play, because when it's play, it's fun. You're willing to learn new things. You're willing to do new things. And so the way I am, it's very intentional. It's not that I am unaware of like how I'm coming off, or if I come off ditzy or aloof or whatever. I allow my inner child to come out, and I don't really care if other people judge me for being more childlike in my age, right? Because what I'm doing is very intentional, and my intention is to allow my inner body to feel more free, to feel more light, because life is already so heavy that making your internal world heavy too is just not it. It doesn't feel good. It just doesn't motivate you to do better. It doesn't make you want to have a better life. It makes you like, in a way, it like, in my opinion, it forced me to want to stay with what was making me miserable, which made no sense now looking back, right? But back then I was like, oh, well, this is the way life is, and so I just have to keep going. But like, no, that was just really off base. It was, a little bit ignorant. I can call myself ignorant. It's okay. We all learn eventually, right? So yeah, you're keeping your inner child alive. You're letting that energy flow. You're letting that portal remain open so that you can get more gifts and just feel more aligned, The 7-star sisters. Oh, yay. Pleiades. Okay. Birthing creation's tapestry of life and expression. So I actually have a deep, deep connection with the 7-star sisters. The 7-star sisters is actually Pleiades, the constellation. That's them. There's a whole mythology behind them. And if you're curious, you can search it up. But for now, we'll just stick with the message, which is you are, so as you're tapping into your inner child, you're learning to express yourself more. You're learning that you're so creative, and you're in a stage where your energy is really potent, and you're going to be able to create something. You're going to be creating a lot. It's going to be a lot of things, but there's going to be one specific one that's tied with what you've always wanted to do as a kid. And so, yeah, those two are going to link up, you and your inner child. Whatever you guys wished for in the past when you were young, it's kind of connecting now, and you're going to be able to birth it into the universe. It's gonna be created with that portal. It's opening. That energy is opening. And so now that specific thing that you're trying to do is gonna come through, and it's gonna I'm hearing like it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks, because you're not gonna expect it, and you're going to assume that it's fake, that it's not real. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm getting that, but you're going to be kind of assuming that it's not for you, that it's another test, because you just went through this karmic connection, right? And so you're kind of on edge. Yeah, with the Five of Wands, there's a bit of like ready to fight, you know? And that's just because we came back into contact with old energy that reminded us of why we kind of ended up the way we ended up, you know? And it's not to like tell you that you steered the wrong way. It's more of like the universe being like, hey, remember when you were into this? Look at how you're reacting now. It's very different from how you used to, right? And it's just that awareness that you kind of treat it differently now. You meet it with a different energy, and that was for you to see for yourself. So really it wasn't like a test to see if you were ready to move on to the next stage. You have been. It is just that this person embodied a lot of karmic energy that you used to deal with in the past, and you would have responded in a different way in the past. But this time I think you responded with a lot more like, oh no, this is not it. No, you gotta go. Rather than being like, oh, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I know that I kind of did this to them, so I kind of have to be responsible for them. But you're realizing like, no, everyone is responsible for themselves. I need to stop taking responsibility for other people. They can show up correctly. They're fully fledged adults. They have the ability to introspect just as much as I do. And I think you met that connection with your new energy, and that is for you to see how much you've changed, how much you've healed, how much you've grown. Okay? If you're like conflicted with the word change, know that you changing for the better is amazing. And who you were in the past, you were still so lovable. That's when you met your divine counterpart, right? You met them when you felt the most unlovable. And for some reason, the universe decided to give you a glimpse into your future by presenting your divine counterpart and being like, hey, just so you know, there's more for you. If you want to take it upon yourself to deal with, you know, the issues that you know about yourself that you want to kind of deal with before meeting this person for real. Right? And so, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to pull out a card from the Guanyin deck. I'm sorry if my voice is so choppy today. I don't know what's going on. I might have had too much matcha or something, or I don't know, but I'm sorry if it's coming off a little too strong. Okay. Last card for the collective in this reading. You guys got 2 cards. You got Radiant Moon of Compassion and the Sound of the Fierce Flute. Isn't the imagery so pretty? I love the artwork. The artist of this deck is so talented. I forgot what his name was, but it's okay. 23, let's see here. Okay, Radiant Moon of Compassion. Guanyin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment into that vibration of freedom, love, and peace where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power now to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation that could draw you down. Okay, so maybe you're still dealing with them. Maybe that's why you're here, to ask about this person, if it's worth continuing or not, or what you should do. I'm not going to tell you to leave their ass. I can't do that because that's not for me to say. But Guanyin is here to say that, you know, you're done with dealing with people that are only in fear and love to judge others. Okay? You are no longer interested in judging others because you've realized like how, I don't want to use the word ignorant, but how like unaware you can come off when you judge others, right? Like you don't like now you understand the perception of others when you are judging others, like the way other people can see that energy. You're realizing that, oh, when you judge someone, it's very small energy, you know? And so you're really no longer about fear and judgment. You're really into freedom, love, and peace. And you know that's meant for you. And you know that this connection is kind of bringing you down. They're saying like, free yourself from a situation that could draw you down. And so consider this a message from Guan Yin to you, collective, that this connection could draw you down. It could very well just drag you back to where you were before. And I know that you're not about that. So, but Guan Yin really wants to tell you like, that's where that connection is heading, in case you're wondering, okay? So, beloved, you are currently challenged by lower vibrational energies. This is not bad. In fact, you have called the situation to you so that you may grow spiritually. Yeah, like we were saying, like, you're meeting this karmic because it's to show you how much you've grown, show how much you've changed over time. Because when we're incrementally growing, we may not be able to see it for ourselves. And so when we call in these situations, it is just so that we can see how much we've grown. Okay, Guan Yin is with you to ensure that you are victorious. These energies of challenge may appear to be external in form of a person, place, or thing or situation, or current or past relationship. They may appear to be internal in the form of a habit of self-doubt, self-judgment, or the judgment or criticism of others. You can either choose to allow these energies to pull you down into fear and judgment, or you can choose to grow spiritually through the practice of compassion and liberate yourself into greater peace, love, and freedom. Okay, so Guan Yin really wants to help you right now so that you can rise above what you're currently going through, okay? And that's what that card's all about. If you're wondering how to heal through the situation, if it's just ended or you're coming to the near end of it, show yourself compassion, show yourself that kindness, that tenderness, right? With the inner child card that we pulled earlier. See yourself as that child in this moment. Realize that, sometimes we do make perceivable mistakes. But in this case, Spirit is literally confirming you did not make a mistake. This is to show you your growth, and you can rise above this now because you're ready. Okay? And so let's continue with the other card, Sound of the Fierce Flute. Discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your spiritual intentions. Like a fierce-sounding flute cutting through all vibrations with purity and intent, your discernment allows you to stay true to your values and spiritual destiny without getting caught up in distraction. If you wish to grow spiritually through love, joy, and peace and abundance, then discerning between higher and lower vibrational choices is helpful. Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like all coming together, which I love. That's what I love about reading. Usually the cards kind of confirm each other. So if I sound a bit redundant, the redundancy is to prove to you that these messages are very concrete and that they are for you. And yeah, with the last card that was just pulled, know that you are gaining discernment. That ability to see how much you've changed and how certain attributes of others, situations, or, whatever you're dealing with, you're able to see now the flags. You're able to see. It's called discernment. You're able to discern between higher vibrational choices and lower vibrational choices that will raise your vibration up, make you feel the energy of joy, love, prosperity, connection, fulfillment, over choices that would make you feel fear, make you feel judged, make you feel like you're not in the right place, that you're kind of trapped, right? It's a very different feeling, and you're able to discern between them now. You're realizing that your choices have a huge impact on how your life goes. You know, we are creatures of free will. That is what makes us so special. Yes, we have a destiny. Yes, we have things called fate. But guess what? They can change based on our choices in this lifetime. So even if you were to meet your destined partner, if you could not show up for them in the right way by making choices to heal, to align yourself with that kind of lighter energy, you're not going to meet them because you weren't ready. And that can change your destiny, right? And so as long as we are making choices using discernment, and we have the goal of remaining in a higher vibrational state. Remember, we're not using these terms to judge others. It is a choice, right? It is the energetic vibration. It's the vibration of that choice. It is a vibration of those people. It is not the people, because sometimes they are completely unaware of what they're doing. They're just living their lives. And so, this type of awareness that I bring you, I had to really sit with it and really understand what the heck I was doing to myself, what my choices were doing to me. I had to look at myself in the mirror and not, see my beauty, but also see the parts of me that I chose out of distraction. I chose out of fear, the things I chose out of the fear of judgment of others, right? And so I had to live with that. I had closed myself off completely, and I realized how, I was calm, I was in peace, but it didn't feel fulfilling. It didn't feel fulfilling because those choices were made out of fear. They weren't made out of self-empowerment. They were made out of fear. And when you make those choices out of fear, it doesn't feel good. It never does. And so you're realizing these things now, and that's why I'm able to share it with you. And thanks for listening, But that is kind of the end of the reading. So thank you for listening. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you sharing your energy with me. And if you like the video, go ahead and like it, subscribe if the messages resonated with you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Sending you guys so much love. All right. Stick it through. You got this. You're making great decisions for yourself. Just keep going up. Okay. Love you guys. Bye.